basically the last 2 weeks, but mostly the last week, like before waiting for the next check or whatever. Like, oh yeah, nah, I can't go out today because I can't spend $5 to go on the bus because, hey man, if I spend $5, I won't be able to eat tomorrow. Like,
I'm gonna get a bunch.
what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Outsiders podcast, episode 8. We made it.
As
We
always, made it to episode 8. It's been a long way. It hasn't been easy at all, but here we are, trying to put some good content out there. Just have a chat, and yeah, man, let's get onto it. Right?
That's it. That's the goal, man. Yeah. So yeah, you know how it is by now. We basically talk about how things went on both of our ends. But yeah, the week was pretty good. Similar routines with the work stuff. I went to the gym and all this. But then, obviously in the weekend we had a bit of an event. Yeah, we got together, man, after a month. Okay. Yeah, I haven't been in Brisbane.
Right, okay. Before getting
for like a month, bro.
Before getting into like the juice, like any highlights, like in at work or any major events at work or just cruising. It's typical day at work or
well, yeah, at work it was. Well, if I'm to say major events,
yeah.
This is something I'm starting to realize. Like, it's my first full-time job, so I never really knew what to expect going into it. I thought it was just, all about the, all about the doing your work and playing your part, and that's it. Like, just doing your role.
Yeah, just following rules.
But then, follow the rules and stick to your thing. But now I'm starting to realize that there's a lot more to it. It's not just about doing your work and then leaving. So a few offices actually have like initiation kind of procedures. Okay. Like just to keep things more fun, keep things more spicy. Like just to see what kind of person you are. So I did, so literally I did it. They didn't tell me it was like initiation or whatever, but I feel like it's kind of what it was. But then basically the roads were like super. Yeah, it's not really initiation, but it was just, this is what happened, right? So like the roads were full of leaves, like the front, because to get to the office, like there's a road and then there's a garage area, and it's out in the open, and then you can park your car within that area. But that area was like full of leaves, like leaves everywhere, and then there was also leaves in the garage, like in the internal garage and stuff. So it was, nature and stuff. So it was pretty. It looked like a mess, like initially. Yeah. So then I was just chilling, and then the boss called me outside, and he had a freaking leaf blower in his hand, and he was like, "Hey, Alan, I need you to, like, you mind cleaning the leaves, bro? Like, just to make sure the area is clean." I was like, "Man, you might clean the leaves, bro?" Because with a leaf blower.
What did you say?
And I was like, "Man," "Don't we have a cleaner to do this?" Like, I literally just told him like that.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "What?"
But like, not in a bad way, just pointing out, like, "Hey, don't we have a cleaner for this?"
Yeah, just pointing it out.
You were going to do it, but did you say it the right way? So he took it like the way you were trying to.
Obviously, you say it with a smile on your face. Like I felt like it was kind of like a Like, is this a joke? Like, don't we have a cleaner or something? Then he was like, "Yeah, we do, but I just felt like this is something you could do. Just something you could do." And I was like, "All right, damn, all right." So then he basically showed me how to do it. So you have to pull like the lever in the leaf blower and then get it started. So it took me like 30 minutes to do that.
So you did it just yourself? Like, he didn't give you a hand. It was just yourself?
It was just me. But then I stopped halfway because he called us in to have like coffee and to have like snacks and stuff like that. So to eat together. So that happened. But then he was like... He was like, "Oh yeah, no worries." But the thing about, like, we're just trying to also develop you as a human. Like, I don't want this to just be something where you just go to the office, then go home. Like, you are the young guy, but we also just want to, in a sense, groom you to learn how to work within the office culture. Because, like, the office culture is, and then he even gave his story, like, things that he used to do for other people. Like, he used to... actually gave examples, like people used to come in to just give tea to every member of the office, like just as a practice, right? Like they didn't have to. Like, it's not in the contract, but they still did it just to, and that just makes people see what kind of person you are. Like, if you do small extra things.
That is true.
Outside of what you have to do. Yeah. So they're also saying like, So they were saying stuff like that and saying like, there's another office member. He was even giving example in the actual office. Like, he was like, oh, you see this guy? Like, you'll see him with a leaf blower in the mornings, just cleaning the garage and making it presentable, because it's also in a way cleaning or giving back to the place that pays you, right? That keeps you, makes you able to, provide for yourself and stuff. So it's like contributing to the business. And I was like, yeah, okay.
On my side, I'm starting to run the plant just by myself. So for people that don't really know, I recently got a job at a water treatment company, and I'm operating a water treatment plant in this landfill. So just to like explain how it actually works, when it rains, the water comes up from like the very top of the landfill and it accumulates at the very bottom, and as it goes down, it like grabs all the chemicals and like all the just like all the crap out of like the trash. And there's this component in this type of water which we call leachate, and it's there's this component which is PFAS, and our company specifies in treating PFAS, and it just happens the client has this problem with PFAS, and we just have to clean the water for them so they can discharge it to urban utilities. So yeah, I've been operating like a fairly like large. I mean, not large. I mean, okay, like it's not huge, but the fact that you're actually operating a plant just yourself, it's like a bit of responsibility, and I like the fact that I have that responsibility.
Nice, man. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so it's been pretty fun.
Also.
Yeah, you know what the only thing is, so I work long hours, right? I'm working 6 a.m. till 5 p.m. and it's a lot of hours, and obviously it's not like I get to do work for 12 hours straight, you know, like sometimes there's not really, because like I mean the tanks are full, like I have to control the water levels on each tank, right? So it's not like I have to be 100% there supervising that the plants are completely full.
Yeah.
So it's just sometimes I'm like, okay, like I sit down and I'm like, okay, then let's check the email.
What do I do now?
Let's check the email. Let's do something. So
exactly.
Becomes a bit boring sometimes.
Trying to find something to do.
Yeah, but dude, but the experience is so nice in the sense that it's genuinely like really hands-on experience. Like I get to talk to contractors, I get to talk to people that are really good at what they do. Like it's really nice to just be like when engineers are having a conversation, like it's just like everyone, like you can see that they're all really smart people, and you just being in the middle of those conversations, you're like, holy crap, like it's actually so nice, like it's like shit, like but I'm just like,
and you hear all the terms you used to hear in uni, like they're using it in real life now.
Yeah, if we increase TX1 and then the percentage of the TX1 decreases, then the density is the best.
No, man, that's really good. The same thing. I feel the same, but just being in those conversations, you learn so much. And because a lot of times you think you get out of uni and you're like, oh yeah, you know, I know my stuff, kind of thing. But then you start working and you realize, like, man, don't know shit. Like, still so much things to learn.
Yeah, and like if people are listening from a different country or something, Australia it's like they have a lot of old people, like the people that have, I mean, obviously like the good positions at work, the people that are normally way older. So when you go to the workplace, you'd find yourself that you're literally the youngest person, like most of the time. And I'm pretty sure that's how it is in Toowoomba, right? Like everyone is at least
everyone's definitely older than me.
Yeah,
they're in their 30s, 40s, 50s, like, and there's one girl that's like late 20s, but she's basically, everyone's more experienced basically, and they've had, you know, a lot. They got the stripes, you know, they've been learning this for a while, doing it for a while. So it's like, it's easy to, whenever I have a question, they usually have an answer for it because, they've been doing it for so long. So
yeah, exactly. So I mean, that's probably one of the typical problems when you go to the workplace here in Australia, that you're the youngest person, and then you sometimes are like looked at as the person that doesn't really know much. Which might be true, but you want to obviously have the space to prove yourself and like show that age is not really something that like determines how good you are at something, especially if exactly.
I mean, Yeah, fair enough. But then there's argument for both, man. Because obviously, the longer you do something, the better you get. So they just look at you like, oh, this is just a graduate right here. So
yeah, but I'm so against.
I feel like the way
I was gonna say that I literally feel like, I mean, I'm perfectly comfortable with a 9-year-old being better at me at doing math or something. Like it's fine. Like age shouldn't really be like, just because you're like 60 or something, that means that you have like, I mean, there's just this thing for like older people like having more experience. But sometimes I feel like it's really good if you give younger people the space to actually develop themselves, because they learn pretty quickly. Is like, sometimes you don't really need to have like 10 years of experience to actually perform a task. Like sometimes, it's. I mean, that's how I think about it. So
that's it. Yeah, that's the thing about young. Like that's one thing I noticed as well. Like we learn quicker, we're more willing to try new things. Whereas if you're a little bit older, you have your way of doing things, and you're like, if someone comes with another suggestion or whatever, like if it's not something they're used to, a lot of times they might be like, nah, what I'm doing right here works, so like I'm gonna keep doing this. So sometimes you get that, but it's all a part of learning.
But also later, okay, so fast forward during the week, we got a message from a good friend Juan, and our mate, a good mate Juan, shout out to Juan.
What a lad. Shout out Juan.
Shout out Juan. He's a fellow Colombian, and he had his birthday on Saturday. So what happened on Saturday, man? What did we do?
Man, Saturday was a vibe, man. Yeah, it was in Felons. Felons bar, and for people that don't know, it's just a place. It's a bar in Brisbane, and it's just by the river, just by the so it's like good views to the outside. You see like nice views of the city and things. We just went there,
Yeah, fancy ass restaurant. They make their own brewing, so the beers are like a pint of beer is like $20 or something, but it's normally like $10. So it was pretty fancy, but we work now.
But we can afford some things now.
It's not never again to that student life. Never again to that student life.
Not eating noodles every day now.
Yeah, exactly. No noodles anymore. Not 99 cents bread every single morning for breakfast.
Yeah, exactly.
If I feel like getting a beer, I'm buying a beer.
Yeah, that's it. That's how it is. Yeah, exactly. It was good, man, and it was cool. The thing is, I remember when we had I remember ordering one of those. I don't even know what was in this drink, but it was just a jug, and I was like, oh yeah, we can share this or whatever. Then I remember tasting it, and I was like, man, it tasted like juice, bro. And it was like $58 for it or whatever.
Like $58, dude, and you had like no alcohol. I was disappointed because obviously, I don't know about you, but we obviously pre-drank, so we didn't come together to the place, so we ended up pre-drinking at someone else's house, like obviously because it's really expensive.
That's it.
And we were so disappointed because these beers were like, I mean, if I can call it it wasn't a beer, it was a cocktail apparently.
It was a cocktail.
No alcohol. It's so expensive, and I'm like, hey, what is this, man? What's the alcohol, man?
We drinking juice or what? But it was with the pre-drinks, bro. Like actually, I went to Charles' house and everything. And bro, there, I saw freaking Kabir and Sunny, and these are all the dudes we used to go to. We knew through uni. But man, it was cool, and they kind of talked to me, and they're like, oh, Sunny was like, oh, I see you guys doing the podcast and stuff. Like, yeah, pretty cool. Keep going. And then he actually said he'd be willing to be a guest.
Who said that?
Sunny. Yeah, he said he'd be willing to be a guest, and also
do it 100%, anytime. So I was like, heck yeah, man. It'd be really fun.
Yeah,
it'd be so good, like to have on the podcast with like these people. Sunny is the 99% of Australians that get isn't that 1% of Australians that get almost a perfect score in the state exam. So he gets he got into medicine straight away without like in Australia, if you do really well in like the state exam, I don't really know much about this, but if you do really well, like, and when I say well, like you're the 1% of the people living in like your area, you get to go to medicine straight away. Damn. And so I'm sure he has a lot of things to say, and like that would be amazing. Hey man, podcast, man, show yourself and let's have a chat. Don't be scared, man. Don't be a pussy and have a chat with the boys.
Have a chat with the outsiders, man. So That was what it was. So I thought that was a pretty cool idea. But yeah, other than that, nothing much. Just the next day though, like I came back. I came back to Toowoomba, and then that's when I met up with another longtime guy, man. Freaking Prithvi. Yeah, he got a job out here.
Oh, okay. How was that?
So it was cool meeting him, man. He came over. Yeah, we caught up, ate, had a few drinks, and then we also went out. So, but no, it was cool, bro. It was
so you
just
went out
catch
twice.
up. Yeah, it was. Man, I probably not something I want to do again, but I leave that in the uni days. But yeah, it was fun though.
Man, you've been going all in lately, like literally weekend after weekend. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, dude. Life's short, guys.
Life's short, man.
But yeah.
No, that's so good. But what happened with we were at Felons, and then you said that because I was too tired. Like I had a shift that day at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I was definitely about to pass out. But then you said that when you went to the valley, like go clubbing, you bumped into Seb.
Yeah, dude. Seb, man, because we obviously there was that period where Juan didn't know exactly what he wanted to do after Felons. But then the idea was to go to Rick's in the valley. So it was like me, Juan, a few, a bit of a group there. So we went there, and I see freaking Seb and JP as well, bro.
Oh, really? Was JP
there
JP?
Too? Yeah, they were together. Yeah. So
interesting.
Yeah, just said hi and everything like that. And yeah, Seb's doing good. He said he was just doing his masters now. So yeah, just going through that and
these people.
So he's going.
No, I mean, hopefully he's doing really well. All the best for him. So just a bit of context as well. Seb is a good friend of ours from Chile. We did uni together essentially. And then I think he went traveling or something. He went with his girlfriend for some time to work in the farms or something like that, and then he came back. Then he's doing masters. Haven't seen him in a while. Pretty good people as well.
Yeah, good folks. So yeah, that's it. I mean, that was as far as the weekend. But yeah, do you have any kind of other extra interesting facts you came across, or?
Well, I mean, something that was a bit surprising. I got an email. So after applying to so many jobs and getting rejection after rejection, I ended up getting another email from another company called Oricon. I don't know if you've heard that company. Oricon. It's a consultancy firm
with an A.
I think it's pronounced Oricon. AUREC.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that company. Yeah, I actually applied for architecture job there back in the days. Yeah.
So apparently, but this is an internship. It's not actually a graduate job. So I had to answer some questions. So you know how they say like, congratulations, you made it past the first, whatever. I don't even know if they're doing that to every single person. But it seems like my resume, and I didn't even change my resume with my current experience. It's like my resume from like 7 months ago or something. And so I did the first question, so I need to do an interview, which I haven't done, and it's gonna finish in like it finishes at 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. So I need to finish it after I finish this podcast, because fucking
I need to get it done. Okay, so you're interested then?
I mean, I want to apply and see if I get the job. I probably won't even be able to take it, or I might. I mean, if I take it, maybe I can just give them a call and say like, hey, like, is it alright if like, can I jump into the graduate program? Maybe. I don't know. Sure. I just do it for the sake of me, like getting some experience with the interviews and like all that sort of stuff. So,
exactly. Exploring your options. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, it's crazy because I got the same type of thing. Like this past week, like one of the firms I applied to.
Yeah.
They were like, oh yeah. They just I think it was some guy in the recruiting team. Like they just messaged me and they're like, oh yeah. We have a job opening for an architectural position. Yeah, you just have to make sure you know how to use this type of software and all that. So just one of those emails. And then I think kind of trying to see if I'm still interested. But I didn't really follow up. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, now you just made me remember. Another highlight is I was actually having a conversation with my dad today, actually. And I don't know, man, like, so our story is essentially pretty much saving all the time, like saving as much as we can, like literally. I have $5. I have So Alan, you didn't really work part time during uni, right? So you were obviously
Not
in
at
a
all.
budget all the time, and it was monthly. So your parents were sending you money monthly. So it was
exactly.
obviously harder to budget because you have like money poof given straight away, and like you have to figure out how you're gonna save it up, right?
Figure it out.
You would
that's
you
it.
would always come up to that week where you're like, man, there's $5 in my bank account. Like, what do I do with $5?
Yeah, exactly.
And like it's just too funny how we were struggling so much. It's just hilarious. I laugh all the time.
Yeah, it was really bad, man. It was like, I had it was basically the last 2 weeks, but mostly the last week, like before waiting for the next check or whatever. It's like, I can't go out today because I can't spend $5 to go on the bus because, hey man, if I spend $5, I won't be able to eat tomorrow. Like.
And it came to the point one day, Alan didn't have money in his Go card, which is the card that you use to like move around in Brisbane, and he had to walk all the way from his house to uni. And he comes to uni, shows up to class, and he's sweating so much. And I'm like, dude, bro, you okay? He's like, yeah, man, just I didn't have money in my Go card, man, so I had to walk all the way. 3 hours, like 3 hours. Is it like a 3-hour walk?
Yeah, it was like
with your bag.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, man. Yeah, that's where we started, man. Yeah, student life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, typical broke students.
Exactly. So that being said, so we did that for 6 years, right? I mean, okay, not 6 years, probably 5 years, because we did grade 12 in Australia,
like 5,
and then around 5 years. So obviously we have that mentality now that when we whenever there's a chance for us to save, like I don't know, it's either like getting to the Uber with more people or whatever it is, we'll simply do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was having a conversation with my dad of obviously I'm earning obviously a bit more than what I earned at Kmart, obviously. So
what you used to,
exactly. So what I used to earn. So obviously I have that space of starting to move to a nicer place and everything. And I was having this conversation. I'm not sure if I actually want to, step it up or maintain the sort of living that I have at the moment so I can invest that money in the future. And my dad was giving me this advice, and he's like, man, you only live once. If I was you, I would already start setting up my apartment. Just go rent an apartment just yourself and just fill it up slowly with furniture. And if you want to rent it out to someone else, like send a message to Alan if he's interested in moving with you. I mean, he knows that he doesn't know how far away this is, but it's like let Alan know and you do something. And it made me think, true, I mean, of course we have all these goals of setting up a business and growing your money and everything, but at the same time I want to leave, man. Life is too short. Life is generally too short, and it'd be so nice to move in my own apartment, finally, after living with people all the time, after sharing the bathroom with so many people all the time,
freaking 5 people,
literally waiting for sometimes for you to cook your own food because people are using the kitchen,
exactly.
All these things, and I'm like, true, that is that it made me think, and I'm like, I actually have I think about it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, moving somewhere better. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of lucky because in my situation now, I just live with one person. Yeah, so it's and man, really nice house and everything, but at the same time, it's not. I didn't step it up, in terms of I don't pay more rent necessarily than I used to, because the way I think, man, because I've also been thinking about this, bro. Because initially I was like, oh yeah, I'm thinking of buying a car by the end of this year or whatever. Mm-hmm. But then, I think I saw in some YouTube video, where Akon, people know Akon, the musician and stuff. He was saying, if you can't afford to buy it twice, don't do it.
Oh yeah.
It was that kind of mentality. So I was like, if I buy a car, I'm basically blowing all my savings. It's a nice car, but I'm blowing all my savings, and then now I have to work again to get that same amount of money. And then, so you see, part of me was thinking maybe
I think
not.
I think
maybe I won't buy a car. Just keep saving and then invest. Save it to then invest. Yeah, save it to then invest in something, and then keep building until you can afford to get what you wanted to do twice, and then you can start buying it. But I don't know if that's a good mentality to have. But
I'm not sure if
there's something I was thinking.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he actually didn't he say something about 10% of what you have, Because I actually saw it today, and I think he was saying, and I think the double thing, like of you having the double of like something, it was actually Shaquille O'Neal. So Shaquille O'Neal was the one that said like the double something, like if you have your income and then double it.
Nah.
And then Akon said
I'm
something
pretty
about
sure
10%. Maybe
I'm pretty sure it was Akon, but then I've also heard the 10% thing. Yeah, save 10%.
Like 10% of your income.
And, yeah.
And they also say I was reading the other day, if you make like wherever you're moving, I mean like what we're saying is about like purchasing, right? Like if you don't have the double, like don't purchase. Like that is in terms of purchases, but in terms of rent, they say you should have a rent a place no more than, so within the range of 25 to 30% of your income. So I mean,
yeah, okay.
Yeah, so like I've been thinking like I could, like it's not really an issue for me to like actually spend an extra like $100 literally in rent to, you know, like live somewhere nice, which would be nice. But I'm like, okay, but I'm not sure. Like I'd be just debating so much because I'm like again, like goes back to us saving up so much. We're like we have this mentality of like, oh man, like this is a really nice shirt, but I don't want to buy it because I don't really need it. Or I can buy I could buy an ice cream after like finishing my burrito, but it's like I don't want to buy it because I can use that ice cream to pay my, I don't know, like anything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
man,
it's
we were so man, we're so used to that mentality of the student mentality, like basically not having cash. It's like saving as much as possible, which I think
it's so funny, but like I can think of so many stories. Like literally in 8 Car Street with Zach, he would literally eat pure minced meat, dude. Man, I don't have any groceries, man. I'm just gonna eat minced meat. Like I eat literally minced meat.
Just gonna eat some minced meat, no rice, no nothing, just.
But it's so good, man.
Straight meat,
and tomato sauce, like just.
Oh, okay. Nice, yeah.
And I had this other mate, like literally just pasta, like raw pasta, like literally just cooking pasta and just pure pasta.
Yeah, freaking hell.
Yeah. Like literally pre-drinking. Yeah. My mate would be like, oh man, I need to eat something. I need to have something in my stomach. Give me a second. Puts the cooked pasta, no sauce, no anything, just the pasta. Puts it in the microwave, heats it up and just...
Yum, 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 yum. No flavor, no nothing. Just, something to get into the stomach. Yeah. That's crazy, man. But dude, you know something else I saw, like kind of YouTube related.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to take it out of the people individually and just make it an overall message. So like what happened was there was this YouTube page that's coming up, and they were about to have like 500,000 subscribers. Mm-hmm. But what was happening is like you watch them and they're the kind of guys that they're kind of like, you see that as they're getting more subscribers, they're becoming like cocky and stuff. Mm-hmm. And they were kind of the type of guys like that talked about dating, like it was a dating YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. But then, and they were like, oh yeah, when you date, and they were kind of the guys that were like, oh, when you date, it's all about, you know, they were kind of like the alpha guys. They're saying like, oh, you gotta be
alpha approach.
Yeah, those kinds of dudes. So they're like, yeah, you gotta like be a man basically. Don't show emotion. Show emotion, but just be grounded. Don't get emotional. Like, don't get emotional for no reason. But then what ended up happening was another YouTube channel, which was a freaking reaction channel. Like, they look at other videos and then they react to it. Mm-hmm. So they looked at one of their videos talking about dating, and they basically said like, nah, I don't agree with this. Like, this is how you should do it. So they had a different take on it. Mm-hmm. So then these guys saw the reaction video, and the way they reacted to it, bro, they literally started like, they were like screaming, like basically they were like, no man, we're way better than these guys and all this kind of stuff. And they were just acting in the way that they were saying to people not to act. So they were basically being contradictions. Like,
right.
They were doing the thing that they said people shouldn't do. So what happened was, from that and from the way they handled the situation, they literally went from almost, I think they were in 440, like almost 500,000 subscribers, and now they're down to 390 or something. So they lost like 49,000 subscribers just because of people thinking they're not genuine, which made me think like, man, you have to be.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you think. I mean, obviously, there's not that many subscribers going down. Like that's like I mean, like someone would think, oh, like 49, like it's nothing compared to the overall like subscribers, but it sends a message, and it sends a strong message. Like you guys are shit. Like
it sent me a message that
like, oh fuck.
Yeah, that you should be genuine. Like whatever, like you should. How you present yourself, like don't be something in YouTube and then completely different in real life kind of thing. So I think people started to notice like, these guys are, kind of being different and not being who they say they are. But anyway, it just was an interesting thing.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true facts. Like, I mean, like nothing will go good in life if you don't try to be yourself. Like there's nothing I can't think of something that you like literally doing on a daily basis, like work or something, like sports or whatever it is, and you're not really, I mean not really sports, but like, you know, like in terms of like social media or anything. I feel like the key to all of this, and you know, like putting yourself out there and like blah, 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 it's about like you being yourself all the time and like not pretending to be like, there's no like, how can you pretend to be someone else for more than like it, but like for multiple videos, you know, like at some point it's just not gonna do well for you. So
it's gonna come out and people are gonna and it's gonna be bad, like just like we've seen. So it just taught me a little bit about the concept of like karma in a way, like whatever you put out, it will come back. Like, so just be yourself, basically be genuine. But
that's it.
But yeah, man.
That's it. Nah, man.
That was that.
Also, probably something that I came up like just a thought, because I've been working on my YouTube channel, right? And it's just been so like I'm very I know this is a journey, right? Like I understand that this is about like the process rather than, you know, like the end. But it feels like I need more direction. Like although I'm putting all the work and like doing, you know, like putting videos consistently and like, or at least I try to be consistent, it feels like sometimes I'm missing direction. Like I don't know where to go. Like I'm doing things automatically but without really having somewhere to go. So it's like it's been a bit frustrating in that sense, because like I'm doing something and then I finish up a video and then I'm like but this is not really me. Like it is me, but I sound like a robot, or is not where I want it to be, but I don't know where it should be. Like I'm doing stuff, but then it doesn't really feel like this is me. Like I want to be as genuine as possible, and like I want to provide values as much as I can, but at the same time, obviously I want the channel to grow. Like I want to like grow an audience, but I'm not sure what audience should I target and like watch. Like it's just been a bit, it's just a thought like that I had during the weekdays. Like, man, I need to put a bit more of an emphasis in direction and like just try multiple things to see what I actually like. Is I feel like I'm doing this but it doesn't work, doing this doesn't really work. So it like where it is, like where is something, and it's just that frustration of you trying to find the right place. So
exactly. Nah, man, I hear you, and I honestly think the same with like even some things with us. You know, like we said, we're still early on in the process, and it's like, damn, like what do you do, right? But then I'm thinking, at least one thing that I noticed is probably just like the marketing side of things. Like just making sure we got the other social media things. You know, post on other social media, because we're doing our thing on TikTok, but maybe Instagram, maybe maybe even Facebook. Like literally posting the video links on our Facebook feed so that our friends can see it, so then they can share it, and that's how I feel it can start to grow. But just things you could do like that. Because even my younger brother, he's down to do the like the social media stuff. Just the clips and all this. So I think I'll be sending it to him from these days on, but just to let more people know that it exists. And even the thing about the guests, like when Sunny said, "Oh, I want to come as a guest," what that can do is like now Sunny can share it to his friends. Like, "Oh, I just, you know, I went on this podcast or whatever." So I think, it's another way to let people know. We're out here and we're doing our thing.
But so you know the conversation that we like. I mean, that we always have, I say, like that the people that start YouTube is like there's a spectrum for it, right? Like on the right hand side of the spectrum, you have the people that think of the YouTube channel as a business, and then on the other side of the spectrum is people that see YouTube as a hobby. I'm starting to realize that even if you look at YouTube as a business, you need to enjoy it so much that it's almost like a hobby. So there's this YouTuber called Ali Abdaal. This is where I got this idea from. And yeah, he was essentially saying that there's a spectrum for it, right? But it feels like when you're trying to treat YouTube as a business, which is what I was in, like that was my motivation in the very first place, because I saw opportunity in 10 years time to like have some sort of audience and monetize the audience. Like it was really appealing in that sense from a business perspective. But I'm starting to realize that if I'm thinking in that way, it feels it's just way too hard to do things. It's like there's a lot more friction. Whereas if I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and like, whereas, I mean, so that being said, on that spectrum, on this side, then, like, if you're doing something, it's almost as if it was a hobby. So in order for it to work, it needs to be in the level so that it is almost a business. So it's almost I don't even know what to say. So it's almost a hobby. So the business becomes a hobby, so the spectrum doesn't really apply anymore because the business itself is more of a hobby anyway. Because otherwise otherwise
otherwise you won't have the energy for it. Like, cause
exactly.
Even people say you gotta love what you do. So it's like, it's a business, but then, like, do you like what you're doing in a business, or is it just something to keep the videos going, even though you don't necessarily enjoy yourself?
It's not going to work. And this is just with YouTube, right? But people might be interested in doing like some other things like music or like, applying for jobs or anything. If it's a matter of consistency, but I'm starting to realize recently that it's about you enjoying, like genuinely enjoying what you're doing, otherwise it won't work, because the success out of everything is putting in the hours. Like the success out of something is like X amount of hours, like for example like 60, like I don't know, like some number of hours, and in order for you to reach that number of hours of work, you just need to like what you're doing, otherwise you just won't do what it needs to be done.
It'll be easy to give up because like we said, we've seen examples of people starting YouTube channels and then, super excited about it at first, and then like 3 videos later or 4 videos later, like they don't post anymore, and it's probably because they lose the energy that they had initially, and maybe the numbers aren't looking like what they thought it would look like. So it's like, like what's the point? So it's all about really liking what you do.
Definitely. Having fun with what you're doing, and we'll see where this takes us, right?
That's it. One step at a time.
We'll see. Hopefully, in 10 years time, I'm going to see myself in 10 years time. I'm going to see you like literally just looking at you, and you
that's it.
Did the right choice, man.
How far you come.
You made the right choice.
You did it, brother.
And we have the time. Like, I mean, like, and we always have a conversation. Like, going back to the core of us, like, starting this podcast is we always have conversations like this all the time. And we were like, dude, let's just put this out there for someone. Like, people might be listening to just, like, randomly to a podcast that we've done, and some like hopefully out of what we're saying, something will like click in their mind. So
something might resonate with them, click with them. Yeah,
exactly. So we always spend like talk for hours and hours, and bro, might as well just put some content out there and see where it goes.
Put it out there. Yeah, because you even hear the reviews you've been getting from people, saying keep going, we like what you're doing, and it kind of makes you, it gets you a bit motivated, and it's like, okay, maybe I will keep going, but also because this is what the goal is, like just to give people that value if we can.
That is also something that I'm starting to realize. I never really saw like when I post on Instagram on like my personal account, like I get a like from friends. It's like, oh cool, like I get a like from friends. But then I get a like out of a video that we've done, and for the very first time I'm like, holy fuck, like shit, like even if it's just 5 likes, dude, even like the fact that someone that is not really a friend of mine that likes like my video, it was so nice. It was such a nice feeling, and like I know that it's just a like, and like it literally means nothing, but the fact that someone like has the effort or like shows some sort of like appreciation of your video is just really it's a really nice feeling.
Yeah, dude.
When you get a comment, it's like holy fuck, like that's,
like, oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, so like, oh fuck, like that's amazing, and like it really fuels you up. It feels like, man, like this is going well, I'm gonna do it again, and
it keeps you motivated for sure. But man, I guess other than that, nothing much on this end. Just a few, you see all the in the negative news, you see all the freaking like lockdown protests still happening, and like Melbourne, and it's just tough situations.
New South Wales is doing really bad, really bad.
Yeah,
like what is it, like 825 cases yesterday? I mean, for Australia, like it might be different, like in different sides of the world. But
and then there's
825 cases,
they're saying like they're not surprised if it gets to 1,000 like soon. But it's kind of nuts, man.
People are tired. People are so tired. They don't want to go into lockdown. The government has been really slow putting like releasing the vaccines. People are losing their jobs. There's no money for them to, and it's not about like that's the problem. It's not about the government just giving money to people randomly like for them to stay at home. It's about like actually getting the vaccines out. Just get out the vaccines. Like just buy, like don't send us money. Like pay someone to bring up the vaccines and just like sort everything. But we'll see what's the go with that. But I feel like it's. Should we wrap it up there? You reckon?
Yeah, we can wrap it up, man. Yeah,
let's wrap it up.
I feel you. Yeah.
Good chat as always. Thanks. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having a listen. As always, if you're interested in more content, please let us know so we can, like prepare something and cook something for you. Like just some good stuff and just
chefing it up. Yeah. Yeah, but we always chefing it up. So let us know. Thank you very much, guys. And see you next week.
See you next week.